the TLN delegate, Tennessee Legislative Network.
Do we have one? Do we have one?
We don't have one. We used to, yeah, we used to. Hadn't had one.
Oh, everybody had to have one. Nobody wants to do it.
Nobody was reporting it.
Good evening. I don't know if that's on or not. Good evening. This is the Anderson County High School Brass Quintet. They're going to play a couple songs for us tonight, and then we'll have our clarinet choir from Anderson County High School, and they'll play a couple songs for us, and we'll tell you a little bit about why we're here tonight, and then we'll let you get started with your meeting. Thank you.
You can't beat this, you know. It's Valentine's Day, you've got music, you've got food.
Hey,
What more can you have?
my wife didn't want to come as our date. I don't. So, y'all go ahead. That was a piece called Westminster Abbey, written by Henry Purcell, late 1600s. It's a beautiful chorale. So we're almost 400 years later, but it's still good music, and so we're continuing to use it to teach. So this is the song they're getting ready to play is a French folk song called "À la Claire Fontaine." sir. Oh, thank you, Jim. Yeah. This is the Anderson County High School Clarinet Choir. They're going to play a couple songs for you. The first song is probably a familiar theme written in the early 1800s by Georges Bizet. He's a French composer, wrote this song for the opera Carmen. The next piece they're going to play is from another opera, but from the early 1900s. And people don't think about opera being very modern, but especially when it's jazz. George Gershwin wrote an opera called Porgy and Bess, and I think a lot of people are familiar with this tune called Summertime. Thank you, guys. It's really nice to be able to do these small groups. We can teach in a big, large group band every day that we meet in fourth block, but these small groups is where students can really learn. They have to learn how to be independent thinkers, because often if we're in a big band or marching band, there's maybe the clarinet section there might be 10 on one part, and so they can kind of hide and whatever. But these guys, the brass quintet, they were only one on a part. If you don't play your part, it doesn't happen. So these guys were some are one, maybe two on a part, and so that's where you really get the nitty gritty work done, learning music and how to be a good player. So these guys have done a good job, and I appreciate you guys doing this for us tonight. So thank you. Y'all can go ahead. We're here partially tonight. We like to perform, but as a thank you to the board and Dr. Parrott, you all saw fit to give some badly needed funding back in the fall, and we are certainly putting it to good use. When Anderson County High School was built in 1982, the school system bought instruments, and some of those instruments were just played from 1982, and we've kept them in good repair, and we're trying to take care of them. But just like anything mechanical, they break down over time, and they have to be replaced or repaired. And so, as Paul Brown always said, a good band eats money, and we eat a lot of it. So, through the community support, we were able to fund a lot of things. But you all gave us some funding back in the fall, and we greatly appreciate it. It is going to repair our instruments. It's going to purchase new instruments. We are in a situation where we can help our middle schools out to help grow our programs. Our numbers have kind of stayed stagnant at the high school, and if we can't, we've maintained our middle school programs, which is what feeds our high schools, but if we can grow our middle schools, that's really what is going to keep our high school bands alive. And so if we can get instruments into the hands of children in the middle school in sixth grade, that's where we'll keep our numbers growing, and music education will continue to be strong in Anderson County. So again, on behalf of myself, Tyler Vitito, and the students at Anderson County High School, we thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Bell, I think one of the things that it always amazes me is how much it does cost for the band to operate. And I think that we have two great bands in Anderson County. And I think that as you know, you all put money in the budget this year, and I'm hoping that stays in the budget for next year, because they're really in need of getting some new equipment and things like that.
Right.
So,
Did an excellent job tonight,
yes,
too.
excellent job.
Let's give them another hand. This time we'll call the meeting to order. Anderson County Board of Education. Glenda, lead us in the pledge, if you will.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing on our agenda, we have a resolution. If Scott, you'd mind reading that, please?
Yes, you can, yes.
This is a resolution opposing school vouchers that we'd like to pass tonight. It's a little lengthy, but I think it's also educational. So, whereas the Anderson County Board of Education is responsible for providing a local system of public education, and whereas there is pending legislation before the Tennessee General Assembly that would create a voucher program allowing students to use public education funds to pay for private school tuition. And whereas more than 50 years have passed since private school vouchers were first proposed, and during that time, proponents have spent millions of dollars attempting to convince the public and lawmakers of the concept's efficacy, and yet 5 decades later, vouchers are still remain controversial, unproven, and unpopular. And whereas the Constitution of the state of Tennessee requires that the Tennessee General Assembly provide for the maintenance, support, and eligibility standards of a system of free public schools, there is no mention of the maintenance or support of private schools. And whereas the state of Tennessee, through work with the Tennessee General Assembly, the Tennessee Department of Education, and the State Board of Education and local school boards, has established nationally recognized standards and measures for accountability in public education. And whereas vouchers eliminate public accountability by channeling tax dollars into private schools that do not face state-approved academic standards, do not make public budgets, do not adhere to open meetings and records laws, do not publicly report on student achievement, and do not face the public accountability requirements contained in major federal laws, including special education. And whereas vouchers have not been effective at improving student achievement or closing the achievement gap, with the most credible research finding little or no evidence in voucher and public school student performance. And whereas vouchers leave many students behind, including those with the greatest needs, because vouchers channel tax dollars into private schools that are not required to accept all students, nor offer the special services they may need. And whereas vouchers give choices to private schools, not students or parents, since private schools decide if they want to accept vouchers, how many and which students they want to admit, and the potentially arbitrary reasons for which they might later dismiss a student. And whereas many proponents argue for these programs to increase options, but several options currently exist within public school systems. Through federal and state laws, students have the options of charter or magnet schools, and in the event of failing schools, students may attend other traditional public schools within the district. Whereas vouchers are an inefficient use of taxpayer money because they compel taxpayers to support two school systems, one public and one private, the latter of which is not accountable to all the taxpayers supporting it. And now therefore be it resolved by the Anderson County Board of Education on the 14th day of February 2019 as follows. The Anderson County Board of Education opposes any legislation or other similar efforts to create a voucher program in Tennessee that would divert money intended for public education to private schools. And I so move.
And I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes.
I will get this signed and we will get this to our legislators.
I think they're gonna send that down to, our commission's gonna take it down.
Yes.
Recognition of guest. Dr. Parrott, I think you've got.
Yep. Yep, we're gonna start first, we're gonna start with Sheriff Barker, if he would come on in. We left him. Y'all can
I would
come
like
on.
to start off by saying y'all have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, Dale, please don't interfere with this.
Go right ahead, you're right.
First of all, thank you so much for having us here tonight. We're here tonight just to talk a little bit about something that we've recently done, an idea we came up with. We did No Shave November to raise money for St. Jude's. What we did is we allowed our deputies to grow beards and facial hair, and they paid some money to participate in that program. We gave the money to St. Jude's. So we decided to do Double Down December. And what we wanted to do with that money was we're going to donate it to the ROTC programs at Clinton High School and Anderson County High School. One of the really neat things that made us select this bunch was because during the campaign trail, I got the opportunity to go to a lot of different events, and I got to watch both programs perform. And they were just so impressive. And to me, it's just absolutely such a worthy cause. And these guys really are dedicated to mentoring and teaching these young people. And more importantly, they're really giving them some life skills and lessons that everybody needs. And I can tell you this, I know they compete with the larger programs, football and basketball, and it's hard for them to fundraise. So we thought, as the Sheriff's Department, we have a lot of veterans in our department. We thought, what a better way to do it than this. And so we have two checks here, one for each school. We raised just a little over $1,300. So each school's getting $1,660. Let's see, Anderson County, right?
Wonderful.
And we're just thrilled with what you guys are doing, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
You, Chief or Landon, you have anything you want to say?
Well, I don't talk a lot, but I will say something. Our program, and I'm not going to brag, but I'm bragging on the students. We probably do anywhere from 80 to 90 color guards a year. We do every softball, football, basketball, soccer, tiddlywinks, volleyball, UT football, UT basketball games. We were there when they beat #1 team. So they're busy, and we're busy. We probably march in 5 to 6 parades a year. We do probably 10 to 12 competitions, and I can stand here, and I'm not asking for anything. I can stand here and tell you, if there's a busier program, a Navy NJROTC program in the country, then I want to meet it. But we couldn't do that without the support that you all give us. And I think it goes unnoticed that these other school districts, and I tell them, guys, you don't understand, we get support, and they don't. And I'd just like to personally say thank you for what y'all do for us.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, at Clinton, we are not up to 80 or 90 yet, but we are rapidly moving that direction. And oh, by the way, we were at UT when they clinched the Southeastern Conference Championship last year. I'm just saying, but I'll just reflect what the chief is saying. Without your support, we've got some great kids in our program. We've got the Air Force Academy person coming out next week to talk to 3 of our cadets. Just doing great things there. We've got the big Air Force coming in week from Monday to do our inspection. I can't wait for him to get here because we're just going to just blow him away. We have got a great program, and it's due to what you folks set it up, giving kids alternative directions for things to do at Clinton High School. And we really appreciate this money because we're trying to raise money for Sabres, and the bling that we have to purchase is so expensive. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just one last thing. I would encourage anybody that if you're looking for a worthy cause to donate to, these 2 programs are absolutely a prime example. And we look forward to trying to do some other things for you guys in the future.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sheriff.
See you
Sheriff
guys.
Barker.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we've got the Above and Beyond of Margaret, if you want to, and Jennifer. And go ahead, Joe, and you can give them out if you want to. Ladies, you're gonna have to come on up.
They're not usually this shy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We appreciate the invitation, and we're certainly honored to be here tonight. And I'm certainly honored to work with such a wonderful group of people. This is the Claxton Elementary cafeteria, and a lot of them have brought their families with them tonight, and we appreciate that. We appreciate the increase in enrollment for many years to come, too, because of this. So Robin and her staff consistently go above and beyond in their service to Anderson County students. Robin has been with us, and this is Robin Moore. She's the leader there. She's been with us since 1995, 23 years, but who's counting? She leads her staff of 6 other people in serving 335 breakfasts each morning, and she and Kaylee do that mostly by themselves, and then over 400 lunches each day. And they serve breakfast in 40 minutes to all those kids. In the fall of last year, if you remember the evacuation of the school, Robin picked up the phone and very calmly informed me she would be out of the school for a little while. And they packed up lunch and took it to the church up the street and gave comfort and nourishment to a lot of very anxious children. Then they returned to the school to finish up the day and put up the food after everyone else had gone. Robin and her staff operate the most efficient and financially sound program in our district, working with limited space, because Claxton is a very small school, isn't it, Miss Williams? With tight schedules. They go above and beyond every single day, and it's an honor, and we are certainly very lucky to have them in our school system. Here you go ahead. You want to come up as when we call your name? Kathleen? This is yours. You want, okay. All right. Kaylee?
Chelsea Cooper. Amber Sharp. Cynthia Easter. Robin Moore. Miss Robin. And Wanda. Sorry.
Yep. Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you all. We appreciate it very much. You need to stay.
Make sure you grab something to eat on the way out, and we can say that was for you too, okay?
Yep.
No, we're not having it, so you're a person to be heard. No.
Persons to be heard. Not seeing anybody come up, I'll move to the next one then. Approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, could I add one item to the agenda?
Sure can.
We can add it to the action items, the appointment of a TLN representative.
TLN representative.
Tennessee Legislative.
TLM what?
TLN. Yep.
Approval of the consent agenda.
We didn't vote on it.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Regular meeting minutes, January 10th.
Now we'll go on up to the backside now.
We're down to sick leave incentive.
You're ready for you.
Okay. Ready for this?
Comments from the chair. Yep.
Comment from the chair, I just have one comment that we'll be going to TSBA Day on the Hill. A few of us, Dr. Parrott will be down there learning some stuff about what's going on, new stuff, and I'm sure we'll leave it Monday for that. So, and Andy's not gonna, I guess he's going, or Joe will be going, so we'll report on that when we come back. Comments.
Right there. Sick leave.
Sick leave incentive. Andy?
I have Marshall Valley, custodian, Lake City Elementary School.
And I have Matthew Kane, academic coach, Norwood Elementary School.
And I have Daniel Sexton, teacher at ACHS.
I have Cynthia Easter, who was just here in child nutrition at CES.
I've got Morgan Suffrage, a speech language at Grand Oaks Elementary School. I have Melissa Fay, guidance counselor at Clinton High School.
I have Susan Stooksbury, Ed Assistant at Andersonville Elementary School.
And you'll be giving their checks out,
Yes.
Dr. Perry.
Yes.
Comments from student board members? No comments.
One of the things, Mr. Bell, we're doing this year is they have a packet, and we're getting them to work with our Code of Conduct Committee, and they're gonna be giving us some recommendations back. So we're trying to put them to work just a little bit.
Learn a little bit from the students, right?
Exactly right, exactly right.
It's always good.
Well, we thank Abby for playing in the clarinet section.
Yes, very good.
Thank you guys, you guys do a lot for having.
Thank you so much for what you do. That's from all the board. Director's report.
All right, just a couple of things tonight. First of all, as you know, last week was School Board Recognition Week. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank the school board for what you all do, for really and truly putting every student first, every student, every day. Just like with the band program, with the ROTC program, people may not know, but a few years back, the board really and truly funded the ROTC program at Clinton High School fully for the first 2 years before it got picked up. And I think those are things, you've donated money to help with uniforms and things like that with all of our programs. And when I go to some of my meetings, I sit and listen to other directors of school talk, and they talk how they really do not like their board. And I say, listen, we have a great board. They're all about the students and what we can do to make Anderson County better. So as part of that, I do appreciate what you all doing, and thank you for your job. And if we could give y'all a hand.
I'd just like to say from one of the board members working with the board and such various group of people from different backgrounds, it's an honor and to be a part of a board like this. And I think the fact that we do maybe disagree sometimes, but not often, but working together conducively makes a good board. And we just want to know, I'm sure we all care about our students, and that motto, every student every day, is special to us.
Yep. The other thing I have is, this month is Principal Appreciation Month in U-Trust, and the schools have been doing some things to make sure their principals get appreciated. And just today, we announced that Travis Hutchison is our principal for the year for all of Anderson County. So he's done an excellent job at Briceville. He's moved that school from really and truly a school in need to a level 5 school. And then Katrina Oakley is our supervisor of the year this year, and she does federal projects and all of our elementary. So congratulations to those two. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Perry.
Before we move on, did something happen with the milk where we got rid of the milk containers?
We have done an emergency order, and we no longer have Prairie Farms. We are using the people that give us our food, and we'll be rebidding that out. Yes.
So Prairie Farms is gone.
Prairie Farms is gone. Yes. Margaret had been working with them, and
Get rid of them.
it's just it wasn't a very good situation. They were just not.
I'm glad they're gone. No,
their
I
contract.
never thought they should have been here, so I'm kind of glad they're gone. And
Yes.
I'd like to give the big cow a chance to get back in the
Yes,
game.
Yes, and Margaret worked on that to try to get the way Mayfield's was. They couldn't come in exactly. It was going to take them quite a while to get in, so we needed to do it right
Oh, sure.
then. So we had the group that's delivering our food bring it in. So
But you get what you pay for, and these little groups that come in and do these little bids with this low-budget project, good for them. So now, they should not be allowed to rebid for a period of time,
Right,
Jim.
right.
I mean, for
Yes.
them not being able to,
yeah, they.
They've been disqualified.
Yes, they have been disqualified. Yes,
Not doing their job.
yes,
Through Dr. Perry?
yes. That's all I have.
Committee report, Scott, Budget Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we you'll have it up there. There wasn't a whole lot that was unusual on this month's budget report, so it being Valentine's Day, I will not go through it and read it unless somebody has questions or comments on any of those appropriations or transfers. But they have been before the Budget Committee on Tuesday, and we have voted to approve appropriations 1A through 1D, and I so move.
Second.
Approve 1A through 1D, roll call vote.
Yes, Mr. Bale?
Aye.
Mr. Cantrell?
Yes.
Mr. Gillenwaters?
Aye.
Ms. Langenberg? Mr. McCamey? Ms. Portwood? Ms.
Jimmy's
Williams?
trying to get hold of you. Jimmy's.
Nothing. Okay.
We also had.
Motion carries.
Yes, no, good. We also had transfers, 2A through 2H. Those have all been before the Budget Committee and have been recommended for approval by the full board, and I so move.
All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
That is all we had on the Budget Committee.
Thank you so much. And next one is policy. I see there's no action taken, Joe, on policy this month. And
Rare, isn't it?
Very.
Building and Grounds Committee, I guess that's me. There was one item on the agenda that we had, and it was to approve the Eagle Scout project at Fairview Elementary School. And Maintenance Director Frank Hillen will oversee the project to make sure that it's in compliance. And I so move.
Second.
All in favor of saying aye?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Can we said what that was the other night. Can we say it? It's not a secret, is it?
No, it is a, they're going to be building a gazebo, out next to the playground. They have a big place out there, but they're wanting a smaller gazebo so they can do some things with it.
And it's all they're gonna fund it.
Yes, everything's funded through them, yes.
Operation Committee report.
We had a small agenda also, to approve leasing the adult education trailer to ASAP of Anderson County, and I so move.
Second.
All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, and then we had zoning, and so I don't know if there's any further discussion about that.
No, I'll be bringing something back when we put a committee together to look at if we do need some rezoning, yes.
Okay, that was all I had.
Thank you, Glenn. Curriculum Committee report.
We had a rare curriculum committee meeting on Monday. It was extremely brief, and we took up one issue, and that was on the board-funded scholarship, which we all pay for out of our pockets. It's not school funds, it's not tax funds, it's money that we donate to give a scholarship to the different schools. The Clinch River Community School had not had any applicants for a period of time, and so we moved to add the Connect Academy and the Innovative Academy as scholarship recipients. So next year, the 8 of us will be providing 4 scholarships to the 4 different things. So I move that we allow us to spend our personal money to fund scholarships to the 4 different academies.
I second that.
All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Motion passes. I guess that's all you have.
That's it.
Action items.
Do we got operations in there for something?
That was
We've
Glenn.
already
Okay,
done
we
that.
got it, we got it all done.
Yeah.
We got it all done.
Yeah, I went by. Action items. First thing is Head Start Community Assessment Update and Goals.
Could I address that one?
Sure can.
Since I kind of go up there every month. This is to update their 217 annual assessments to be appropriate for the 2018, 2019 year. And they set goals for several areas, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them. Drug abuse, after-school care, nutrition, and training for jobs that pay better salaries than what they're normally employed in. And they seek out transportation resources throughout the county. And that's just a very short synopsis of a 28-page report. And I make a move that we approve the community assessment for 2018-19.
Second.
All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Motion passes. And one other item on the action items, to appoint Joe Williams, the TLM, what do you call it, Joe?
Tennessee Legislative Network. I got an email today where there's, I think it's 207 educational bills being introduced in this session. And I will have the time, and I'm willing to kind of keep track of some of those and report back to you.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Motion passes.
I passed the vote on that one.
You pass the vote. Yeah.
Don't bring all 207 back to the board at one time.
No, Andy would leave if I did.
Do you have anything else, Dr. Parrott?
I do not. As you know, I will say this, as you know, last week we had the rain and we had some sickness and everything, and it really has taken a turn for the better this week. We had, I think we only had about 11 teachers out today.
Oh, good.
And we, so, yeah, exactly right. So we will see how that goes, but we will be off Monday for President's Day. And on a next month, we will have Gear Up coming. As you know, Hoppy Merriman does a fantastic job with our schools. And through the great work that they've done, Anderson County was going to drop off the grant next year, but they have come back and said, no, I think we need to keep Anderson County on the grant. So they're going to give us an extra $90,000 to actually hire a person to be kind of focus on Anderson County High School to help our college and career readiness. So we're excited about that. And please look at the commission report that I call it the commission report, but it's to you, and the board report that we sent out. There's a lot of great things going on in Anderson County schools, and we're excited.
Is that gear, is that in addition to Hoppy?
Yes, that would be in addition to Hoppy, yes. So,
Good.
We could just give it to her as a bonus.
yeah. Well, the problem is she can't work on 2 grants at the same time. She would try, but she can't work on 2 grants at the same time.
She had to carry over vacation days.
Exactly right, yes.
Well, if we have nothing else on the agenda, adjourn.
See,
Get it done right there.
hey, the one thing you need to do before you ask for a vote, you need to ask is there any discussion?
Well, I moved, but there was
Yeah, I know, yeah, yeah.
We are ASAP of Anderson. We are celebrating 10 years of prevention, powered by more than 11,000 hours given by volunteers like you.